Oh my God, that sucks. I love it.
Video gaming and doing I haven't slept in like that in a very long time, dude. Just because my life, where I was like 3-4 years ago before I started doing Aptive, me sleeping in wouldn't have done nothing for me. So there was no sleeping in. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I wish I could just sleep in till 12 or 1 and feel okay about doing that.
Yeah, that's the thing with me, bro.
Yeah, I will not feel okay doing that, dude.
No,
Nah.
If I'm in the bed, I mean, for me, it's probably the same for you. I just want to make sure I'm not getting any feedback on here. It's probably the same for you. If I'm in bed at like 9:30, I'm feeling like my day is shot. Like I'm like frantic. I just feel like a piece.
I feel like I gotta rush and like get something done. Like everything I wasn't doing, I need to go do it now.
Right. Same with me.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel every morning. Like,
yeah. So, dude, tell the people a little bit about Richie, a little bit about WoodRichh. Like, I want to talk about kind of where you came from. I think you have a really unique story in the door-to-door space,
kind of.
right? So I want to no holds barred tell people who Richie Cobb is, where you came from, how you got involved with Aptive. You know, one of the things I was excited about talking to you for is like, hey, a lot of people don't think they can get into the door-to-door space because they meet guys that are knocking and they meet guys at Aptive in our group and they're like, oh, they kind of like seem like they have their stuff together a little bit. Like maybe it's a little like intimidating. You have like young guys that make pretty good money and maybe have like investments and things like that. But and then they're like, that's not me, you know, because I've got this going on. That's not me because I kind of messed up a couple years ago. That's not me because I'm working the hourly job in fast food or whatever it is, right? People have like an identity about themselves, and I think it kind of keeps them away from potentially ever trying something like door to door or coming to work with some young kind of like driven dudes, right? But I think that your story is cool because it kind of squashes a lot of that, right? Kind of like breaks some paradigms and you were the best in Omega last year. So it's pretty cool. So where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up?
So I'm from Kinston, North Carolina. Well, on paper, I'm from Greenville because my mom drove 45 minutes while she was in labor to take me to Greenville Hospital. But I was born and raised Kinston, North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina. No one in Wilmington or around here talks about it, but it's a really good area. So Sabo, whenever you're ready, we can definitely open that office down there because that would be a really good area, most definitely. But I grew up Kinston, North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. I played basketball my whole life. I've always been a basketball player. Before I was WoodRichh, before I was anything else, that's what I was. I played AAU. I played basketball my whole life. I didn't really like any other sports. I mean, I like football. I like baseball. I tried other sports, bro, but basketball was just it. So I moved to Wilmington when I was in 6th grade. That's when I met majority of like almost all my best friends now. Like I probably say from my middle school, probably had like 4 or 5 good best friends, bro, and we're still best friends to this day.
What was Kinston like? Growing up in Kinston.
Growing up in Kinston. Growing up in Kinston is like, I'm sure everybody's heard like the whole bunch of crabs in a bucket type thing. That's what growing up in Kinston is like. It's like, bro, like everybody's trying to pull you down. I mean, I could go there right now and people would be happy to see me, but they will still have like something negative to say about whatever I'm doing because they're not doing it. Or like they just didn't make the opportunity for themselves. Or
a lot of people kind of like stuck, trying to pull you down to their level.
Yep, they're stuck, so they want you to be stuck with them. So it's just like that kind of environment. And on top of that, it's like, bro, like after years and years of people only seeing like basketball players come out of Kinston or, you know, any kind of athlete, I mean, Kinston's really known for a lot more stuff than just athletes as far as art. I mean, the list can go on. It's just like so much talent out of Kinston. But being that basketball or athletes are the only thing that's seen to make it out, and that's all that's talked about. But I mean, there's so many entrepreneurs. I mean, the list can go on from people that are from Kinston, but the light is only shed on the athletes because it's either you're going to play a sport to get out, you're going to go to college, or you're going to stay in Kinston. Like, those are your three options. Like, so, I mean, seeing that as a kid, I mean, like, just seeing, like, my family, just a lot of stuff I went through as a kid. I mean, like, I knew dang well, like, I couldn't stay there. I mean, like, my whole life I was getting mentored by people who were, like, 34 or older, like, teaching me how to play basketball, telling me this and that. And, like, I realized as a kid, like, bro, like, if you're telling me to do this and you did it and you didn't make it anywhere, why would I listen to you? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, bro, you're telling me to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you'll make it to the league. Why are you not in the league then? And, like, I probably thought about something like that when I was like 8 or 9, bro. And I was like, why would I ever listen to somebody who isn't doing what they're telling me to do or didn't do what they're telling me to do, you know?
Isn't at where I want to be.
Yeah, or isn't that where I want to be? Exactly. And it was like, okay. So I had that, like, that thought when I was like probably like 8 or 9. I moved to Wilmington. When I moved to Wilmington, I saw like how completely different everyone was growing up here, especially like in middle school, all the people I met. And I'm just like, wow, this is the life. I go to a good middle school. I mean, like, everyone has books, everyone has everything, everyone has shoes on their feet. I mean, like, not saying like, okay, obviously from Kinston and Wilmington, obviously people are going to be struggling, but it's a huge difference in the struggle. Like, I mean, you go from 90% of your school struggling to 5% of your school struggling. So it was a huge difference just seeing that, honestly. But on top of that, just like how organized it was, like, just, it was just so different, bro. So different.
You said you came in middle school?
Yeah, 6th grade.
6th grade. Where'd you go?
I went to Myrtle Grove Middle School.
Okay.
So it's, if you know Wilmington, it's like, it's in Monkey Junction area.
Southern Wilmington.
Yeah, closer to Carolina Beach, CB area.
You came here with your mom?
Yep. Me and my mom and my sister. My sister, she actually, she's the reason why we came to Wilmington. So she had a full ride to run track at UNCW.
Okay.
So she took that offer, went there. She wanted to go to NC State, but you know, she decided to go to UNCW. But she's the reason we ended up coming to Wilmington. She probably went through, like, I think she was like a junior when we moved down here. And I mean, yeah, dude, I started playing basketball. As a matter of fact, I was playing basketball one day at school. And I guess some guy, I don't even know what his job would be considered, but I guess he was just like a chaperone. He just like walked around the school type. He saw me dribbling in the gym one day. He was like, dude, like, how old are you? I told him, I was like, I literally probably was at the school for like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. He's like, dude, like, you need to be on the basketball team. He goes and gets the principal. He goes and gets all these people. He's like, who's this kid? We need to get him on the basketball team right now. We need to get him trying out, da-da-da. Put me in tryouts. I was 6th grade playing basketball with the 7th and 8th graders at Myrtle Grove.
Nice.
Because I only had like, what is it called? Fifth quarter. Fifth quarter. I would say fifth quarter.
You actually just reminded me what that's called. I've been thinking like 6th graders couldn't play on the team. But I don't know what that. I remember I like kind of played in 6th grade.
That's what I was like.
I couldn't remember what that was.
I was thinking
called
what it was
for a
too.
while.
I was like, what's that thing? Fifth quarter. I remember. They let the 6th graders play, and then they let me play with the 7th and 8th graders. I was happy, dude. I wouldn't play a lot, but I was the only 6th grader that was playing with the 7th and 8th graders, so it was pretty cool. And I don't know, just kept playing basketball. After that, I'd probably say let's fast forward some time here, because I'm definitely way older than a 13-year-old.
Make sure you're just keeping the mic about a fist from your face, just so you know.
Okay.
Get a little closer there.
All right, let's just do this here. Cool. There we go.
So we fast forward.
Fast forward. All right, so I'm 8th grade now. I'll probably say like this is going into my 8th grade year of middle school, right? So my mom ends up getting cancer. I probably say I'm probably like 12. So I'm going through my 8th grade year, my last middle school year playing basketball, and actually probably my last time playing organized basketball in school. In school, that is. So my mom ends up getting cancer. She didn't want to tell me because I was obviously a very small kid, and she was like, I'm playing basketball, I'm in school. She didn't want me to know what was going on, but I definitely knew she wasn't all right. So we go like 6 months, 7 months, the doctors say everything's going to be okay. They don't see any more signs of cancer, right? So mom go like 2 weeks. I'm literally at my best friend's crib, about to leave and go to school. My sister drives to his house like early in the morning. It's probably like 6:30 in the morning. She's like already outside. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you even here in the first place? She's like crying. She's like, she's gone. And I'm like in my bro's crib because I have so many family like at my house, like just in town visiting. Like I couldn't even stay at my house and go to school. So I go back inside, tell my bro, like, like my mom just passed away, tell him he's crying, hug me. I'm crying. It's just so much. Literally that same day, within 3 hours, I was in Kinston and moved back to Kinston like that same day. So ever since then, I would say like I was like midway of my 8th grade year. After that, I was in Kinston until I graduated. That was a big transition, bro, from those 3 years. Because, like I said, I mean, I was real happy in that environment, bro. It's completely different from everything I seen as a kid. So then,
Just sudden like that? You didn't know what was going on?
bro, it was so sudden, bro. And like I could get into a little more of that, but actually we can't. We got time. So like, boom. After that happened, I hopped in the car with my sister. We went back to my house. Actually, no, I went to go see my mom. Actually, I went to go see her. After that, I went home. Literally laid in my bed. Like there was no family at the crib. My sister dropped me off. I probably cried, bro, I cried myself to sleep. I don't know. My dad ended up waking me up, like I said, within those 3 hours. And I was gone to Kinston, bro. And I didn't come back to Wilmington until like, I said like a month and a half later to get my transcript. And then after that, I started back school in Kinston, bro. Didn't come back to school. Didn't come back to Wilmington for a good while, dude. I didn't come back to Wilmington until after my freshman year of high school. So that was a good while.
Year and a half.
Yeah, like a good year. Year and a half. I didn't see a lot of my close friends. So, and then after that, I tried out for varsity. I actually tried out for varsity my freshman year. Didn't make it. And I wanted to play with Brandon Ingram so bad, dude. So, like, that's the only reason I tried out for varsity. And then once I saw I couldn't play with him, I didn't even want to play basketball anymore. Or at least not varsity.
He was a senior when you were a freshman?
Yeah. And he got a state championship all 4 years of his high school. So I knew he was getting one that year. I'm like, bro, I got to get a state champion. Like, got to get a state championship. But, I mean, like, other than that, Kinston High School wasn't bad at all. It's a real great school, actually. I mean, especially if you're in the IB. If you're in the IB program at Kinston High School, Jesus Christ. Like, it's a great program. But,
nice. I
mean, I don't know. I just definitely went through a lot at a very young age. And, like, not having, like, I would say, like, a great father role or father figure or father, like, a mentor. A lot of people, they have a father in their life, have some kind of male figure in their life, but they don't, those people aren't really doing or adding any value to that young man's life. You know what I mean? So I feel like with everything I went through as a kid, that's what I was missing. And like, even regardless of me moving back with my dad, like, bro, we didn't talk about nothing. We weren't talking about like, the stuff you should be talking to your son about. And like, I don't know, that's just how I feel. So I just know there is a lot of people who kind of went through a lot of stuff like I did, like there's a lot of people like me that work in Aptive that are in the division that's been through a lot like me too. And it's like we all like-minded because we had to really program ourselves mentally, like, to know these things, like, and like navigate our own selves through this life and like becoming a man as well. So like, it's just a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Just
I
real
didn't know
lot.
a lot of those details. Thanks for sharing. But
Most def.
so you're in high school, you quit basketball, right? And you go throughout high school and you started college, right?
Mm-hmm.
You started college because,
Yeah.
just to fast forward when we met you too, you were, I don't even know, were you in school then or you were back in Wilmington?
Heck no,
No, you were back in Wilmington.
Yeah, I was back in Wilmington.
You had a job, but
2020, yeah, 2021. Okay, sorry, I'm losing track of time here. Yeah, 2021. I actually 2020. I was supposed to do Aptive. 2020. I was supposed to do Aptive. I think I saw an ad on Instagram. Honestly, had an interview, but it was COVID year, so I didn't get brought out because COVID. And 2021, I was not working, but I saw Tucker somewhere. I think I saw Tucker at some girl's crib. He was like, "Yeah, bro, my bro just went out and did Aptive this summer. He made like 50,000 in like 3 months. Like he wasn't even there for like that long." And I was like, "Wow, really?" I was like, "Bro, I was supposed to do it last year anyway. So if you guys are going out next year, I'm going with you because I already known Tucker for mad long anyway." And he was like, "Dude, perfect. Put you in the meeting." I had another interview with Jack Sortellini, signed me, and the rest is history. And I don't know. Couldn't be more thankful.
I want to harp on this real quick before we talk about kind of progression and numbers over the years you've been with us. But so your position before you started with Aptive, right? You went to school. You were out of school then, so you went to college for a little bit. Wasn't really for you.
For a year. I literally went to college for a year. I dropped out after that year because I paid for school out of pocket tuition.
Yeah.
And I was out of state, and it sucked. So after that, I realized if I wanted to go to college and like finish it, I need the money for it.
Right.
And so that's why I didn't go back.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's pretty much.
And when we found you, here in Wilmington, we're connecting with you, we're bringing you out, right? You had a job, maybe a little under the table.
Definitely under the table.
But you're working in some way, right? We put those skills to good use. Found it in pest control, right? But yeah, when we found you, bro, I mean, me and Jack, we were like, this dude, and we heard from everybody else, like, Richie's a cool dude, right? He just needs like an opportunity to like do something legit, come out here and bust his ass, and he's gonna be great. And me and Jack trusted it. We were like, all right, dude, let's get into it, right? Seems like a cool guy. Can step out and work his ass off. But what was most impressive about you to me was you step out your rookie year with us, right? Coming from a different lifestyle, you step in, we work our asses off, right? And like you step into a new environment with a team. We're selling pest control. We're going door to door. And I know that was a change up for you.
It definitely was.
Big change up,
It
right?
was huge.
And you just made it happen, right? I know you shed some habits. You changed a lot. You like went down and just focused for 3 months, and you made it happen, right? Yeah. And you did great. One thing that I'll always say about Richie is Richie will bring the best attitude to the team in the room. I don't think you had a moment of negativity your rookie year, which is impressive. Most people do, right?
Yeah.
And
Most definitely.
And that was the most impressive thing to me. I know you were going through a lot. I know it was a big switch up for you, and you never showed it. You showed up with a smile, positive attitude every day, and you just made it happen. So that's when I had a ton of respect for you, like right off the gate for that
appreciate it.
alone.
Appreciate it.
And then your rookie year, you did what? What were the numbers?
I did like 140, probably like 143,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
Safe. I'll say that's a safe number.
Yeah.
But I was very shy of TL, so it hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
ACV was very low.
Yeah, and for a lesson too, Richie was almost at 150K, almost earned that residual, that hit that official team leader number.
Yeah,
Took a break near the end, and that's what kind of threw off your momentum. So
it's literally stupid. So I want to explain this for people because, especially rookies, I literally took a 3-day trip to see my sister who lived in Germany at the time. And this was in August of the selling season. My sister literally moved back to the States within a month of me seeing her. Did I know that she was doing that? No. Did she know that she was doing that? No. But that was God saying, dude, just keep knocking. You'll be able to see your sister very soon. And I would have hit TL. It would have been fine. But
okay, lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
So that was year one. You come from, kind of not working any official capacity, stepping out, doing almost 150K. You're making in the $30,000 ballpark. Yeah. 30, 40K, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm. I made like 50K actually.
Okay, so good retention. You made 50K.
Yeah, I had great retention.
So you make about 50 grand your first summer coming out with, again, just a harp on that, right? Like, where else can you do that? Where else can you step out and just make 50 grand legitimate and just stepping right out the gate with no training, and you just step out and just do it, right?
Yep. And folks, I'm still here because I have not found anywhere else that you can go do that.
Right.
There's nowhere else.
Not to mention this past year, but we'll get into that. So then you go year two, you dabble in recruiting a little bit. Nothing crazy happens, but you bring out one or two guys, and year two, you're in Long Island.
Yeah.
Right. We're in Long Island, and you do around the same numbers again.
Yep. Like 158.
158. So you crossed the 150 barrier.
Yep.
You have a good summer. You go from 150 about to 158. And year three was this past year, 2023. It's when things kind of leveled up a little bit. So how much you doing, Rev, this past year?
370K.
370.
Big way.
I had the pleasure of selling with Richie in 2023 as well, and got to see that consistency every day. So I think that's kind of what I want to harp on for a little bit here is, this is, great lessons for rookies, also great lessons for experienced reps, right?
Absolutely.
When Richie went from 143 to 158, nothing crazy going on there, like a little jump, but not even really like a blip of a jump. It's kind of the same numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what changed? What changed from going from year one to year two with very little improvement, being consistent, which is still really impressive, not to downplay 158, but you go from that to over double to 370K. In a market where a lot of people say, oh, it's really competitive, there's all these companies, all these knockers. We were in DC, right?
Yeah.
And Richie steps out there, makes it happen, over doubles his revenue to 370K in a summer in 2023. What changed, bro? What changed?
I would say the first thing that changed is, dude, working for Aptive and just this job is very mental, very mental. So after my first year, I did 143. I didn't hit TL, obviously. My main goal going into my second year was just to hit TL because I didn't. And looking at that, I tell rookies this, everyone, this is honestly probably the stupidest thing I could have done. It's just think, okay, I just need to hit TL. I should have been worried about doubling 143 my second year. So after my second year and I finally hit TL, I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? So I hit TL and I'm like, well, if I can do that, okay, I've seen people hit golden doors. I've seen people hit 350K. I've seen people do it. What's so different from me to them? Is it the training? Is it the words? Is it the clothes? What is it? And I just honestly made a decision. I'm not going to stop selling next season until 1, I hit 350K. And 2, I'm the number 1 salesman in Omega. So it really didn't matter to me of what the, goal was or whatever. I just wanted to be the number 1 salesman in Omega. And I made that decision. I didn't care who it was, how much I had to sell more than them or any of that. And I think that's the number one thing anyone has to do with any kind of goal. It might scare you. But you have to make a decision that you're gonna do it, and it's already done. And that's just what I did.
So yeah, the goal, it wasn't an if,
Nope.
it's just a when.
Yeah, what day? Like what day of the season will that goal be done?
That's huge.
That's literally it.
And it's awesome because, I mean, the previous best summer in Omega, which, if you're not in our group or even not in door to door, we call ourselves Omega. There's a group within Aptive. We're in an East Coast region. There's 400 or 500 guys that are going to go out there and knock for the East Coast region this year. Within the East Coast region, self-proclaimed the best group within the East Coast region would be our group, and we call ourselves Omega. So it's kind of a division within Aptive. It'll be a region this upcoming year, and Richie was the top salesman in that division. So out of 70, 80 guys that went out there and knocked, you were number one, right? You were also number 3 on the East Coast. I mean, there was Connor McLaughlin.
4.
There was Connor.
So we got, I can say the order: Connor, Jason Steinberg, me, and Jason Everett.
Okay, so that was top 5.
Top 5.
So you were number 4 on the East Coast in Aptive, number 1 in our division. And yeah, I mean, dude, raised the standard for us for sure, which is so cool because we went from really 250 being the highest summer, and like me and Alex Murray had done that.
Yeah.
Right. And then, the year after that, the standard did not get raised on our side. And then this year, you step out, Brock, Mason, Joey, Cam, like you guys step out.
Like if someone sees, like, I felt like that's what we needed. Like our group needed to see like that.
100%.
And that's like that's another main reason I wanted to do it too, for all the rookies, because we had like the most rookies we had last year, right?
Yeah.
Compared to Long Island.
100%.
Yeah. So I was like, bro, like, yeah, these rookies need to see like somebody, like if I saw that, like seeing Alex Murray do that and you, like my rookie year, like obviously I didn't hit close to that, but I mean like, dude, it still pushed me to even go out there and get 100K, you know what I mean? Or wherever I was at when you guys were at like 150, whatever. Like that right there just like even showed me like, okay, dude, if I'm still getting sales every day, like I can keep pushing, getting better and better and get higher or more revenue. Like, and that just like, I know like, especially the rookies we had this past year, like they're going to be experienced reps going into next year. They're going to know that 370K is possible. And like me doing that makes me feel great alone.
Dude, yeah, pushing the pace. I mean, you were a pace pusher this year, which is huge. And I think it's cool for them. It's also cool for you because now, when you listen to, Landing Pad and guys at the Grit that are doing huge numbers, and you see Jake West and Brent Snyder do big numbers, Spencer Litchfield do big numbers, Connor McLaughlin do big numbers at Aptive, now that that's not like them, like that's me.
Yeah.
Like I can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that.
Yep.
Right? Like that's the cool thing. You kind of prove to yourself that really it's just this glass ceiling, right? Like, why am I putting that there? Why am I putting it at 150?
Yeah.
And then you did 350. You busted that open. Why is it 350? Right? And you hear about all these guys doing crazy numbers. I mean, again, I'll always throw respect. Aptive till I die. Jake West, the best at Aptive. Mad respect. He's a goat. Has been doing it for a long time. But also, I'll throw respect where it's due. Zach Seeger doing 1.5 million this year.
Hell yeah.
Multiple other guys did double Golden Doors, 1.3 million. I mean, those guys are raising the bar for the industry. And I respect and appreciate that a ton. I'm good where I'm at because we're going to build that organically, right? That's the cool thing about them showing it, right? We're not going to jump ship and go like think that the grass is greener somewhere else. We're just going to do it right here.
Literally.
Right.
Let's just show them we can do it too.
We're going to do it too. And that's the cool part, right? You got to have the humility to understand when people are doing something better than you. And then you got to be able to learn from it and do it yourself.
Like literally, like you can't learn if you can't accept that you're like not where you need to be.
Right.
Like, it's like, okay, cool. Just how do we get there? Let's just plan it and just get there and put the work in and do it. And like, bro, Zach Seeger, like doing like 1.5 mil. That is just like, I don't even know.
It's crazy, dude. He's pushing the envelope.
Bro, that is just crazy.
Pushing the envelope, right? But here's the thing, right? It's all about, and you know, I study these guys' podcasts. I listen to it all, right? Like, common thread is just belief. Him and Brock
Confidence.
Grieve talk about that nonstop. Just belief, right? And you know, again, I'm humble. I'm transparent about it. I've never done anything close to that. You've done more revenue than I have in a summer, right? So I'm not the one to sit here and train on how to get there per se, right? But we have a lot of resources that can. But what's cool about it to me is it just shows that it's all just glass ceilings, right? It's all just belief. Like, do you believe you can get there? Okay, if you do, and you're willing to put in the work, and it's just a decision, like you said, it's a decision. It's not.
It literally is.
It's not if. It's just, okay, this is happening, right? If you're willing to make that decision and you're willing to sacrifice anything to get there, then it'll happen, right? And I think that's what those guys have kind of tapped into.
Yep.
You know, so.
Most definitely. And I think like that's the big thing that really like making that decision, bro, like that made my whys even stronger, bro, because it's like I've already decided this is done. Like, so all the reasons why I'm doing this now, they're like times 10. Like, it's already done. Like, now every day, like my actions and my energy and my effort, like it has to go towards what's already going to be done. Like, I'm just waiting for the day that it's done.
100%. And that, I kind of wanted to talk about that too, the why, because you know, you come from a background where, you know, not everything is handed to you, right? It's not on a silver platter. Okay. And then, you know, you go through a lot of adversity in late middle school and high school. I'm sure still to this day, of course, you never get over something like that, right? That's an everyday thing you got to live with, right? But sure, you're still reeling in high school a little bit, right? And that's why, like, for me, dude, there's never any judgment about people, what people are doing, right? Because I never had to go through that, right? I never had to experience that stuff, and like you said, you grew without the perfect example of like a fatherly figure that was doing everything that you needed him to do, right? Yeah. And then, you know, you just made it happen. So again, mad respect for that. But anyways, there's obviously a hunger that comes from that, right? But now you've been in Aptive for 3 years. You made 50 grand, probably made around 50 grand again. And then you're stepping out third year, do 370K in revenue, and you're making in excess of 150 grand, right? And again, exact numbers, whatever, but I'll say confidently in excess of that, right? With residual, with everything too, you're in excess of 150 grand, right? More, but whatever. Just so, you know, we'll be conservative about it, right? Yeah. That's all I got to say. First of all, how does that feel? How does that feel to be, you know, stepping out in a sales job, making legit, you know, in the past 2 years, 250 grand plus, and making it happen for yourself? How does it feel?
Bro, it feels unreal. Like, I feel, bro, it's just like, I don't even know. I can't be more grateful because, like, dude, like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I was thinking about that on the way here, like that exact question. I was like, dude, you know, I've been working for Aptive for 3 years and I've made like almost $300,000 in 3 years. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's just so wild. But it's just like that, the feeling, not even just the feeling, but like, dude, it's just like I can do so much more than like I've ever been like able to do. And like, it's not even just that. It's just like, dude, like my main goal in 2021 was to be legitimate and to make legal money. And that's all I've been doing for the past 3 years, and it's shown. And like, I've always wanted to have something to show for myself. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of if you see me or you see anything else, like, I got something to show for the work that I put in. I put in a lot of work in my life and I never reaped any benefits from it. Like, any benefits, or like, like, dude, I could work my butt off for a whole year, and like, end of that year, you wouldn't even know that I even worked my butt off that hard because I look the same. and like there's nothing different about me. But like I have a lot to show for the work that I've put in, and on top of that, I get to help others and like bless them with this opportunity, because like there's a lot of people like me who just never had someone give them the opportunity, and they're hungry, and they're just like you thought, like, oh, I don't know how good this guy's gonna do, but you know, he looks hungry, he looks ready, like let's go ahead and put him out there. Like there's some people out there in this world that just need someone to just give them that opportunity. And like I love this job and you guys for like actually doing that for me, and I love that I'm in the position now to do that for other people. It's probably like my favorite thing about this job, for sure.
100%. Because yeah, I mean, it's cool to see you go from, you know, kind of scraping by a little bit to now, you know, kind of seems like in a lot of ways living your best life right now, dude. You're having fun. You're able to spend time recording and focusing on your music in the off season, which I think is a dream of this job, is that, hey, you work really hard for 4 or 5 months. You have the 7-8 months, right? Yep. To really pursue other things, right? And not that you lose sight of the next summer's goal. You're still recruiting, you're still being an advocate of the opportunity, but now you get to focus on rap and writing and recording and shooting videos and kind of stepping and making some strides in that part of your life as well.
Not even just that though, like having the funds to do things you like actually want to do instead of like settling. Like if you look at my first music video before I worked for Aptive, dude, I mean, you can tell I was balling on a budget. I was balling on a budget for that video, and it's like, you know,
shot on iPhone.
Like yeah, literally, like basically shot on iPhone. But it's just like, dude, like I don't know, it's just it's surreal. Like honestly, still surreal to me. I don't know, like 3 years ago, like not even like 10 years ago, if you would like saw me like, kid, you know you're gonna be like selling pest control one day, like
you're like, what the hell are you talking
about? What's pest control? Like I wouldn't even like, no. It's just
you just said that 3 years ago.
Yeah, literally 3 years ago. I'm like, dude, what? I'm a rapper. Why? Like, who knows? Right. It's just so crazy to me. But
I just think it's cool because it's so like everyone has a different path and everybody is unique, right? And I think that like the unique stories where people are like authentic and like make something happen for themselves, like those are the stories that work.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you have a very gifted rap voice, right? I've heard it, I've seen it, I've recorded with you. I respect that a ton. You're good at it. And then you also go step out and sell pest control for 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Who else is doing that?
Nobody.
Right? Who else is doing that at a high level in both ways, right? Like that's what I think is so cool about what you're doing, about what this job can provide, is like you can wear a couple different hats because you have time and you have the freedom of time, you have the money, right?
Beyond the freedom too of time.
And now you got yourself a nice little toy out there too. You're driving somewhat of a dream car, yeah?
Most definitely. I mean, it feels good because I see people who are like 50, 60, like driving around in my car, and I'm like, you know, you worked very long for that.
Yeah. It's so like their life's like
literally
trophy. They're like, oh, I worked so hard to get this.
So hard to get this Scat Pack. Like, so did I 5 months ago.
Right. Right.
Like, it's so crazy to me. It's
young
so
20s too.
So surreal. So surreal, dude. Like, this job is literally just the vehicle to take you wherever you want to go. If you can focus and work as hard as you can for 4 and 5 months, the benefits from you doing that are endless if you make it that way. But they will be endless, like mentally, physically, emotionally, especially emotionally, financially. I mean, like, pick your hard, honestly.
I want to piggyback on that. If you focus, if you work hard, right? So what was different? You know, we kind of talked about a little bit what was different with your mindset in terms of your goals. Talk to everyone about what was different in terms of like what you did on a day-to-day basis. What changed your habits? Like what helped? And I'll kind of 2-part question. What changed? What did you do differently? Habits, you know, routine, day-to-day. And also like what helped you stay even Steven, even keel, like day to day, just get out there and make it happen, because a lot of guys, they have bad days, right? Whatever. They'll say, hey, they'll want to take the day off, right? They're like, I just can't do this today, right? What helped you stay even Steven and work every day with the consistency that you did in 2023?
Okay. So, first off, like every day I wake up, depending on the morning meeting time, sometimes 6, sometimes 6:30 at the latest, and go to the gym for like 45 an hour, kill that.
And when he says every day, guys, I can attest that he was in there every single day, right? Like I went to the gym probably 90% of the days, right? Because some days, I'm not going to make excuses, right? Some days maybe I had things to do in the morning, but I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
Richie was perfect with it. I can say that from a place where I witnessed it, right? You were there every single morning.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You would wake up, you'd be there in the same time every single day in the gym, doing very similar things, a similar routine. But I just wanted to confirm that for those of you guys that thought he might be exaggerating. No, it was every day.
Yeah,
it was every day.
That's why I'm like been chilling on the gym like during this off season, because dude, that's the most I've ever worked out. Like this past like season, I haven't worked out like that ever in my life, except for when I was playing basketball, and that was years ago. But yeah, I worked out every single day. I would go to the gym. After that, I would go get me a coffee. I would shower. And I would go make my breakfast, and I would sit down and I would watch the same Calvin Escobedo video every day. I even watch some Zach Seeger videos too. But every morning I sit there with my coffee, my breakfast, and on top of that, my little protein shake, drink it, and just watch Calvin Escobedo every day. Then I go to the morning meeting, role play, write my goals down, and go out there and knock. And like the thing that really changed, like I would say like sales wise, consistency, like me continuing to do that, like what I like do to stay through like the rough days. Like I remember like one day this summer, Jack wasn't selling next to me. We're in the same neighborhood. He has like 4 or 5 sales. It's like 5 or 6. I have 2. I'm like, bro, like, what's going on, Rich? Like, dude, you haven't had a day like this all summer. Like, it's probably like my first like day I didn't have like 4 or 5 sales before like 4 or 5 p.m. And I was just like, I'm like thinking, like, I'm on my Segway. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, calm down. Like, just breathe. And then, you know what? I just open my Street Smarts, bro, and I just look at my revenue. I'm like, dude, you're at 100K. You're at 100K in this May. It's like May, like the end of May, almost the end of May. Like, you're at 100K. What is there to be upset about right now? Like, you should be the happiest person right now. Like, this is the most, like, you've done your rookie year almost. So you've done like 75% of your rookie year, and it's not even the end of May. What is there to be upset about? After that, I probably got one more sell. I think I squeaked one more sell out that day. But like that right there, just alone, like showed me like, dude, you can't be upset if stuff is slow. That's why you have to maximize your big days, because you're going to have slow days. So when you have like 8, 9 sales and you're satisfied with that, don't be satisfied. That's 2 sales. That's 4 sales. You got to think of it like that. And that really helped me throughout the rest of my summer. Whenever I had like a rough day or felt like I was having, like a rough morning, or, it's like, dude, like, look where you are. Like, look at your week. Look how much revenue you did this week. How many sales did you have yesterday? Well, you could have got 2 more yesterday. And now you're worried about not getting 2 right now. So, I don't know. Just like that really helped me a lot, especially during the summer. Like, I do that perspective right there alone. Like, if I even think like, dude, like, what is there to be upset about right now? Like, everything is fine. Like, look at everything you have right now. Everything's okay.
Because that changes your mood too. And
it
sales is, it's a transfer of emotion and confidence. So if your mood is off and you're letting that fester,
it's not.
It's almost a form of laziness, right? Because you're in a bad mood, whatever that means. A lack of perspective really is all a bad mood is, right? So if you have a lack of perspective, you lose sight of the perspective for a second, and you say, okay, I'm in a bad mood, again, whatever that means, lack of perspective. and then you're like, okay, I'm going to write the day off. Right.
Yeah.
So today sucks. I'm just going to get back to it tomorrow. Right. Because today is just the neighborhood, the way I'm feeling. I'm tired, this, that, a little bit of rain. This guy's not selling well either. Blah, 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 blah. Right. It's so easy in our job to take that feeling, justify stopping for the day, or just kind of writing the day off. And I'm going to finish with the 1 or the 2, and I'm going to kind of coast and might talk to some people longer. Right. But truly, I think the best and maybe the GOATs, and all they do differently is just they're better at stopping in that moment and changing their perspective and then keep going. Right. Like you said, if they have 2 and they usually get 10 and it's 6 p.m., they're going to finish with 4. They're not going to finish with 2. Right? If you're the guy that finishes with 2 because you're at 2 at 6 and you're pissed off, well, then that's going to keep you right in the middle, right? That's gonna hold you back from being the elite, right? And I'm guilty of this. I'm not coming from a holier than thou place, but I think that's what happens. And then the guys, like you said, that do really big numbers, and you had definitely a degree of this year, but I know there's a whole nother level you can tap into, and you're
most definitely
is when you have 8 and it's 7. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Right? The GOATs aren't. They're going to get to 15.
They aren't. And I am guilty of that. Like, I've never had a double-digit day my entire selling career.
That's crazy.
I did 370K, and I haven't had over 10 sales in a day ever. Like, that's literally
a testament to your consistency.
Literally, but it's still like, the thing is what I was just talking about, being comfortable at 8. And then like me even having the authority to be mad that I have mad with 2 sales at 6 p.m. Like, dude, I should have been mad that I ended it. I should be more mad that I ended the day with 9 or 8 versus being mad that I have
Where
2.
you might have pumped the brakes at 8 p.m.
Exactly.
Or 7:45.
7:45, or like slowed up, or probably spent too much time with this one DM that I know wasn't good anyway, or something like that.
Or spent too much time with a sale.
Yeah, or a sale, yeah, like especially a sale. But it's just like that right there, like, I don't know, man. It just like it makes me upset, because like seeing people like get upset over like little things they shouldn't be, like, are easily fixable, especially knocking doors. Like, our mentals are very like, they're at a vulnerable state out there. Like, our mental is at a very vulnerable state. Like, anyone can say anything to us, and like some people probably just get enraged. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be very strong out there. So you putting yourself even further down in a mental spiral, it's not going to help at all.
Definitely
not going to help. And like, a lot of rookies do it. I mean, even some experienced reps do it. And it's like, you can't, I don't know, like with knocking, bro, I see a lot of people and they will literally say, dude, like, I should be doing this. I should be doing this amount of numbers. But like, a lot of people don't really train to do that. Like, they don't train to get there. Like, last year, bro, before I even knocked, like I knocked preseason for like 3 or 4 days. And I knocked my first day knocking. I got like a sell or 2 each day, but I only had like 8 or 9 DMs both days, or all 3 days. And dude, after I knocked those days and I got those sales, I reversed my sales that I got those days, and I figured out how I got them, and I transferred it over to the grit pitch. And after I transferred over to the grit pitch, before we went to area, I didn't knock any more preseason. I literally was just studying the pitch, the new grit pitch or whatever. And after that, I just honed in on that pitch the entire time for like a good 3 weeks. I would say a solid 3 weeks every day of me practicing that pitch. And then when we went to DC, that's when I really like, okay, cool. Now I can press the gas. And like, I think a lot more people need to really do that if they don't really want to knock, or if they don't really want to train. Just go out for an hour or 2 and just get some DMs and reverse your sell. If you get a sell, just reverse it. Start it from the back, and then just reverse engineer your sell and just write it down. Yeah,
and the key is, and I think what everyone can take away from that too, especially if you're an experienced rep or a rookie, what happened that I saw with you was that you reformed your pitch, right? You made it your own. You took wisdom from the old Aptive pitch, a new pitch, and what you kind of did to make a few sales, and you liked it. You took that and made it your own, and then you were very consistent with it. I think that's one of the biggest keys, is that you're going to have a different pitch than Connor McLaughlin, than Jake West, than Brent Snyder, than Spencer Litchfield, than Aubert, right? Than any of the grit guys, right? You're going to have a different pitch than them. Nobody's pitch sounds the same, the exact same. They're all similar. Nobody's pitch sounds the exact same. What I noticed with you is that your pitch sounded the same every time. Like, you would do the same thing every time. And what that does is that carries that confidence that you know exactly what you're about to say. You're already 3 steps ahead of the customer because you know where you're going. You don't have to think about where you're going, right? So it's not that your pitch was better than anyone else's per se, because maybe there's a better pitch that one of the guys doing 800K was doing, but it doesn't matter. It's not better or worse. It's yours, right? And you're very good at it. So I think that's one of the keys I saw from you this year, because there were things that you were doing where I was like, oh, I don't know if I would do that. Like, your service is really long and things like that, but it worked. And it worked really well, right? Because you did it the same way every single time, and it carried over, right? So I thought that was really, really cool to see. So let's take it from this year. You did, big numbers this year. You raised the bar for Omega, right? What's the goal this upcoming year, and how do you think that you're going to change and improve, and maybe how mentally have you changed or improved that is going to justify that change? How are you going to get there?
How am I going to get there? I like this. Okay. How am I going to get there? So how am I going to get to a golden door? I think preparation.
Which, by the way, real quick, golden door now, whispers are saying that that's 700 and not 650.
Not 650,
Right. So I think they're raising the standard for the golden door and pest control to go from 650K in revenue up to 700K. That's what I've been hearing. I don't think it's like 100% official yet. Maybe it is, but I'm almost positive that's going to be the case. So
I haven't been too sure either. I know it's not finalized yet, but I know it's either going to be 700, and I think it might possibly be 750. I'm not really too sure on the 750. I heard 700 more, but like I said, preparation. That's the biggest thing for me, is preparation. So doing trainings, training my reps, training my rookies. That's really all I've been focused on for now, for like really honed in for like the past 3 weeks, like every day. So, I mean, like, honestly, just that alone. Like, I already know, I have my belief. I mean, I've had people ask me like, dude, like, what are you going to do? Like, what do you think going to be the big difference? I mean, like, maximizing my days. I have not had a double-digit day. That's the first thing.
That's still so crazy. I've only ever done 245K in revenue in my career, and I've had a 17 day.
See, like, right? I don't even. That's how I'm going to get there this year, because I haven't had any double-digit days. So this year I want to go as many days without a single-digit day as possible. So if I have kind of like reverse engineering, kind of like what I was just talking about. If I was reverse engineering my whole summer and I saw that I had 8 or 9 majority of the days, or 7, whatever, let's just switch that to being double, and the smaller days being a single digit day. I can't really be mad at that. So first, that starts off with me having my first double digit day. Yes, I know. If you're like, well, how are you going to do that? You never had a double digit day. Well, belief, preparation. I mean, like, I know if I put the work in, I go out there and I got 8 or 9 and it's 6 o'clock, I am not leaving anyone's doors until I have more than 10 people signed up today and they're getting service. So I think, like, I really think preparation and mental, bro. I think it's a big mental block, just because I've known this now for 3 years that I haven't gotten a double digit day. That's like, dude, like, it's become a thing now. Or it has become, it was a thing. And this year, like, I really just want to, like, I know that I will get a lot more double digit days, like, as in my week.
So you're going to maximize the big days.
Maximize the big days.
And just so people know, too, and so you can think about it properly, is like, okay, if you knock 100 days, let's say, which you probably knock more than that, maybe 100, 120 days, every time you had 6 or 7 or 8 sales, right? Imagine if every single time that's now 10 or 11, right? So you have 3, 4, 5 more sales per big day that you had this year, right? And again, let's be honest, best time to sell is when you have 8 sales,
Exactly.
right? It might be 8 o'clock. The day might be kind of winding down, but
It ain't
if you
over.
have 8 sales, bro, nobody can't tell you nothing when you got 8 sales,
Exactly.
right? Like, it's so easy. That bandwagon is so strong. It's like people are like, I'm good. You're like, okay, but I just signed up John and Mary and Stacy and the Smiths and Rob and Joe, and they're like, oh God. And you're like, yeah. So like everyone else said yes. So let's just get this done.
Let's just get it done. Like my trucks are like right here.
Right here. Right.
Like
So yeah, I think that's huge. I mean, so imagine you sell an average of 3 more a day on your big days, which maybe be a little bit more than half of the days are your big days. That's 60 days times 3. So that's 180 sales, 180K right there, just from maximizing your big days and not stopping at 8:30
on top of
or
that,
so.
personal service pro. So I didn't have a personal service pro last year as well. So having one of those, I'm sure that will definitely help me get to 10 sales in a day or double digit days. Because, geez, if I had a service pro and I had like 8 or 9, best believe I would have had a double digit day. But
I think you might be the best salesman at Aptive in 2023 that did not have his own service pro.
I think so too.
I think I would maybe put that out there.
I think so too. Most definitely. Because I know a lot of people had trucks as well. Some people who didn't even do more revenue than me had trucks. But
Hey, that'll change in 24.
I know it. But other than that, I would say I don't know, like this year, like I really just want to lead. Like I just want to lead like from every aspect. So I think me like really pushing myself and growing into that will put me where I need to be to reach my goals. I also have big goals as far as like my downline, which is reason why I'm like also like pushing the training narrative, because that's going to also make me better as well. Training your reps makes you better. I definitely noticed that after I recruited going into my second year and like training those 2 guys I had, it definitely showed me like, dude, my pitches are getting better. I'm just helping you learn it. But I think that's definitely how I get there and reach my goals. I really don't have a worry, bro. Like when it comes to something and I know it, like I'm just not even, no. It's just like, what's the time? What's the place that's going to be done? Because it's going to be done.
100%. 100%. I know the work is coming, and I trust your belief as well. That's the cool part. I don't doubt your belief at all. So you're going into this year, you're gonna hit the golden door. Just so everybody knows too, Aptive's pay plan, and this is public knowledge. We have a public pay scale, but 75% this year for golden doors, right? So even if you do, so this is the math. If you do 700K, you retain 75% of it, which I'm sure you will. You always have really good retention. Richie's retention also was one of the best in our division this past year, if not the best. I think it was very good. And let's say you retain 75%, you do 700K, and you get paid 75%. That's $370,000 in earnings right there, just from doing the bare minimum golden door, right? And that's with no recruits.
Yeah.
That's not talking about your overrides. That's not talking about nothing. So
residual, no.
So Richie Cobb this year, why are you stepping out to push for a goal like this? Why do the golden door? Why push that hard to go make that amount of money? Like, what is this for this year? Like, what is pushing you right now?
There's a lot of reasons. So I'll give like 3. So the number one reason for sure, and this is probably like, I know like there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this, but I know this can keep me like honed in all summer long. I have to be the first male African-American rep in Aptive to get a golden door. So that right there alone is like, bro, that right there just makes me like, okay, I got it. Like I have to do it. So that's a huge reason why. On top of that, since like I said, before like my second year after my rookie year, I didn't double my numbers, or like I didn't even think that was like something that I should have been doing or whatever. I just came from 370, double 370. What's that? 700K right there. So it's just like, you know, it kind of all like aligns, like it kind of just like makes sense. And on top of that, like, you know, I know I can do it, and like I definitely have like the talent and the skill. So I just want to be the first in Omega to get a golden door as well. So, you know, yeah.
Just want to keep pushing the envelope.
Yeah, I just want to keep pushing it, and I got to sell and also I have like a crazy like $10,000 bet I almost forget about every other day. That's a big one.
That is, yeah.
So I forget about that, but I'm also
Richie and Ryan Anderson have a $10,000 outstanding bet that he'll beat Ryan by $250K plus this upcoming summer. So I wouldn't put it out on blast like that, except we have a video and it's shook on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
so it's out there.
It's out there. It's wide
out
open.
there. It's a thing.
It's a big thing.
So I hope Ryan's listening. And you know, cool thing is 10K. You know, I love Ryan too. You do 700 and he does 550, and you lose the bet. You guys are both still winning.
Exactly.
That's the cool part.
That's the whole point. Like at the end of the day, I want it to push him, and I know it's gonna push me. And like me and Ryan had a lot of selling competitions, especially this past summer. It'd be like me and him against each other, like almost every other Saturday, it seemed like. So like I know he'll keep me pushing. I know I keep him pushing.
So let's say, you know, kind of wrapping up here soon, but let's say Richie, not let's say, you're going to. Richie hits a golden door in 2024. That's written. That's going to happen. What are you most excited about? It could be the feeling. It could be something you want to get. It could be in the rap career. It could be anything, right? What are you most excited about in this year, this journey on getting a golden door in 2024? Because we're going to make it happen. So what are you most excited about?
I am most excited about, I would say really like leading a team while doing it. Like I would say like watching, like, you know, like when we're in Utah this year, like, you know, doing the award show and everything, like seeing all the golden goats go up there. Like, you know, like a few of them, there was some it was like probably like 3 people on a team that did like 500K, you know, maybe 4. I know, like, I'm trying to think. I know Marlon's team, I think it was like 3 guys on that team. So it's just like leading a team while doing it is something that's like really huge to me, because I want to create leaders in this process, and I also want them to like see that this is possible while leading a team. Because then it's like, dude, okay, like then like I'm just saying, like my rookie, for example, he becomes a team leader his next year. He saw me do a golden door while leading a team. It's not going to be impossible to lead a team and even do 250K. You know, for him, because he saw what I did. So it's really just that, and also just like being able to say I led a team while doing it, and I wasn't just like abandoning the team and just every day leaving and just selling. It's like I'm teaching everyone around me to get better, helping them get better every day. I'm getting better every day, and I'm selling it at a high level, and I'm getting the job done. So it's just like that right there is just going to mean a lot to me itself. But also like stand on the stage, and I don't know, I'm just excited to like take my sisters like to see this, because I remember when I first started doing door to door, like I told my sisters about it, like, are you serious? Like, you're gonna go? Are you sure? You're going to St. Louis, Missouri? You sure? I'm like, yeah. And it's just like seeing them from then to now, like it's just so crazy. The support is so different, you know. Like some people just have to be shown some things, but I definitely probably like, you know, just walking across the stage, like, dude, like I said, like ever since my rookie year, bro, I've always said, like, when we go to Utah, bro, I gotta walk that stage. Like I have to walk that stage. I don't care what it's for. It has to be something, but I have to walk that stage, bro. So either one of those 3, I'm excited for those 3. after this next summer.
Yeah. And listen, if it were basically anybody else, I would think maybe it's like taboo to sit here and say it before it's happened, right? A lot of people are like, don't talk about it until it happened, right? But the cool thing with you is I'm like, you have such a good confidence about you. You have such good energy about you. It makes me confident in you, right? Like you instill confidence in me for yourself. And I believe it for you, right? So I think this is pretty cool. We can stamp it right here, right?
Stamp.
It's January, whatever, 9th, 8th, I don't even remember. And early 2024. And, you'll probably accomplish this by sometime early September, whatever it is, right? And this year we're calling our shot, right? We're calling our shot. Richie's calling his shot. We're gonna get it, and I can't wait to witness it. I can't wait to help you through it. I can't wait to support you through it in any way that I can, and I also can't wait for you to reap the benefits and be up on the stage and kind of experience everything you're talking about, lead a team along the way, and I'm excited for next time when we sit down here.
Yeah.
That'll be done. That'll be accomplished, right? Be a few more episodes in. So
most definitely.
Maybe upgrade the cameras a little bit.
Might be I don't know where we will be. We might be at another one of your
We might just have
estates.
a nicer mic and table or something, right? So we might still be here, right?
Okay.
But no, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm looking forward to the next time we sit down here. I'm going to be looking at a Golden Door winner and somebody who's just pushing the envelope and achieving things that they're dreaming of. So I think it's super dope. But
yeah, same. I'll be looking at a regional.
Yep.
And the guy that made me even possible to do it. So, I highly appreciate you, bro. Honestly.
Yep. Likewise, bro. Well, hey, thanks for coming on today. It's been fun. And let's get to it. Let's keep
sucks. I love it.
Yes,
do it.
All right, thanks, Rich.
For sure.